Hello and welcome to the Catapult channel. I'm Keith Dighton and this is how to make your very own natural. So first things first, you will need a saw, some sandpaper, although that's optional, a pocket knife or similar, some band sets and some tie-ons. And of course, a natural, which we're going to go and cut now. It's me and Mark Miller's come along for today, so we're going to go and try and find some nice natural forks and get on with it. We'll show you how it's done. So first things first, when choosing a natural, it's very important to make sure you identify the correct tree species to cut your fork from. Obviously we're in this lovely wood today, having a hunt around, but tree identification is very important. You really want a hardwood. This video today is going to be all about explaining how to build a natural with bark on to shoot straight away in a bushcraft situation or similar. So what you want to be looking for is a hardwood. If you're in the UK, that's something like ash, oak, certain types of sycamore. What you don't want to do is go for something like pine, shoot it fresh, because obviously once you cut the fork there's going to be a lot of excretion of sap coming through the fork, which in turn when you tie your bands on it's going to stick your bands up and your frame's not going to shoot very well. Obviously natural, it's virtually free, it's going to cost you pennies, but like I said, ash, birch is okay, beech, stuff like that. Stick to hardwoods. Hazel's very good and you won't go far wrong, but that's very important. Identify your trees. If you don't know tree identification, it's very easy. There's various apps on the Play Store and on the App Store for tree identification, but predominantly today I'm going to be looking for either a beech or ash fork, but of course if you're in a survival situation you can shoot whatever you like. So let's go for a walk now.
I just had to think there, am I? Yeah, but not by much.
That's nice up there. One spot. Yep. Right, so we've got one. Just identified a nice fork up there. So we're going to cut that one off. Nice practical Y shape in this beautiful little habitat. That's Mr. Miller's fork there. Just found another one just there. Luckily these are both ash trees, so we get these limbs cut off. Make sure to be careful when using saws. Mark's a pro, fortunately. So we'll get that one down and get it cut up. Right, so we've got some forks. Ash fork there. Bear in mind it ain't got to be pretty, as long as you've got that Y shape. We're not going to be peeling the bark. You can, of course, if you want to, you can shape it, you can dry it out, you can make them look really attractive. This ain't for that, it's just a bog standard natural. So as long as it fits in your hand, you're spot on. What you got there?
That is actual hazel.
Hazel, there you go. So we got ash and hazel, two good woods. We'll show you how to prep them now. Right, so when prepping a fork, the first thing you need to do is make sure that we prep the fork correctly. Put some band grooves in, obviously turn it around your hand, feel what feels good for you. That way feels good for me. So we're going to put some band grooves on this side, that side, and make sure all the tips are very smooth. That's what the sandpaper's for. Obviously you could do it with a pocket knife if you haven't got sandpaper, but we've got it, so we're going to use it. So we'll put some band grooves in now and I'll show you. Right, so if you take notice, I've rounded the tips off with a knife just to create less friction on the bands. Like I said, these forks ain't particularly level, but they're going to work without a doubt. As long as you've got that straight line on the band, absolutely fine. Right, so there's band grooves, literally just with a knife there. Nice and simple. Like I said, if you've had a bit more time, you could find a much more even fork. You could sand it, you could shape it, you could dry it. But this again is just for the sake of a quick and easy while you're out and about build natural. So that's more or less done. We'll start the sanding. Right, so you get coarse sandpaper first. Make sure it's coarse because you want to make sure that those tips are silky smooth. So as you can see, we've got the fork tips smooth with the coarse sandpaper. Again, you could do that with a knife if you wanted to. Won't make too much of a difference. but fortunately we have brought sandpaper. Band grooves don't really need to be sanded at this stage. Again, if you want to take it back and finish it, whatnot, then you could do, but this is for the purposes of this video, just a nice, rough, cheap, natural. Right, so now it's time for the fine sandpaper. Right, it's all sanded off. Now we're going to band it up. So get your wrap and tuck, and of course your band set, a little strip. Normally I'll go around once and lock it in like so. Then you put your band on like that, and simply wrap it round. You do 1, 2, 3 times, maybe 4 if you fancy. 3 times. You want to get your string, which is there. Not the best, prettiest bit of string, but there you go. Then you go further, 1, 2, 3 times. Hold. I'm going to pull that excess elastic straight through the hoop, like so. And then hold that, pull your string, and that's one side done. Elastic on. So repeat that on the other side, and then we can start shooting. Right, so we've got our naturals banded again.
Frankenstein's foot.
They ain't pretty, but they're going to work for targets and for hunting. We've got some ammo, they're all banded up. Let's give them a shoot. Shot. As you can see, you can actually be quite accurate straight away with a bit of stick. They're not pretty, but they do work. So if you're out and you haven't got a catapult, as you can see, it's a 2-second job to make them. And to be honest, they shoot pretty good. You can hunt with it, target shoot with it, and yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that. So on that note, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Cheers.